It has been an absolutely magical March Madness filled with dramatic upsets and dominating performances. We're here with our basketball experts, Ennis, Warlick, and Klier, to recap this year's March Madness tournament. So guys, huge games. Like, history was made this tournament. Ennis, what was the best game that you saw?
It's got to be Duke and Kansas. These are two, well, not number one seeds, but number one and number two seed going at it. Two blue chip programs going into overtime battling. It's got to be Duke and Kansas.
Okay.
Just to play devil's advocate here, because it's really hard to pick against that, I thought Loyola Chicago and Nevada would probably be my second favorite game.
Sister Jean.
How can you go? I love Sister Jean. She's
Exactly.
the best. But yeah, when Custer made that shot with like 5 seconds left to put them up, they only won by 1 point. It was back and forth like last 2.5 minutes. Yeah. That's what college basketball, March Madness specifically, is all about.
Like you said, hard to play devil's advocate for the Duke
but
and
yeah,
Kansas
that's
game,
one of the best games ever.
But yeah, Loyola and Nevada was a very good game.
Such a tight one. I'm going to have to go with that UMBC Virginia game just because absolute history was made. You don't see that ever.
Very
Never
true.
Simple as that. So Brad, we're moving on now. What player do you think played the best through the entire tournament?
Well, I think there's a lot to choose from here, but for me, it's Mikal Bridges from the champion Villanova. Averaged 17.5 points per game, shot over 40% from the field. Yeah.
So he had a good tournament, but he didn't play well in every game, and that's the thing. My player played well in every game. He scored big in every game.
Who's that?
Malik Newman from Kansas. Put up 32 in a game, put up 22 to the game after that. This was a good score. He was very underrated. I know they didn't make it to the championship game like Mikal did, but it's got to be Malik Newman.
Yeah, again, a hard argument to go against that, but I look at it. Bridges came into this tournament widely recognized, one of the best players in it, and a top 10 draft pick coming into the upcoming NBA draft. And I think he increased his stock to the point where he may get picked a pick or two earlier.
Right, but you could also make the argument that he wasn't even the best player on his
Sure,
own
you could say
team.
Jalen Brunson was also. Yeah.
Also.
The question was the tournament. We're sticking with both guys had great performances.
Yeah.
I got to go with Dante DiVincenzo in that last game, honestly.
Well,
that last game alone sold it for me. That was incredible. I got to give him the game. It was amazing.
Okay.
So, Ennis, who was the most impressive team in the tournament?
It's gonna sound super cliche, but it's got to be Nova. They dominated the tournament. They really didn't have any close calls. Their closest call was 11 points. But yeah, it's got to be Nova. I don't see how you could pick anyone else. Yeah.
But all right, well, I'm gonna pick someone else. Look, Villanova coming into it, in my mind, was the favorite to win the whole thing. Loyola Chicago, as an 11 seed, was not even supposed to make it out of the first round, made it to the Final Four. Anytime you have a Cinderella team like that make it so far, like, okay, there's no expectation of them making it out of the first round, and they made it to the Final Four, whereas Villanova was expected to be in the championship game.
It was impressive. There's no one debating that, but they played in a close game pretty much every game they played in.
Still made it that far.
It was impressive, but they were close with every
I
team
look at it
played.
as Villanova played as they were expected to. Loyola Chicago wildly exceeded any
I don't think they were
expectation that could have
expected to win.
existed.
In my opinion, I don't think they were expected to win.
tough.
I
That's
think
tough.
Duke was the favorite.
I see your point. The underdog is always a great story, but classic dominance took away the whole tournament at the end of the day. It was such a good one to watch. But this is officially the close of the college basketball season. Up next, Mason will be sitting down with Jenny Berman and Tyler Chavez to discuss the upcoming Russia World Cup.